How's it going, my gravy babies? It's me, Wish.com ISP, with a terrible 720p probably video. I don't even know if I said that right at all. I don't know what you do to make videos anymore. It's been like 4 months since it's been like 4 months since I uploaded, so I feel like I should upload again and speak like a normal person. Now, if you click the link to this video, you're either a new player or even a returning player who has no idea what the hell is going on with No Step Back. You could probably tell from my picture that this is not No Step Back, and I've just realized that I have not turned the DLC on yet, so let's go do that. But first, I'll tell you what's happening today. I'm gonna, like I said, teach you guys how to play with this new stuff with my friend Liam, who he hasn't shown up yet. So I'm just gonna go turn the DLC on, and we'll be back when he decides to show up, I guess.
3 weeks later.
That's better. No, I'll be real with you guys. It's been a few weeks since I recorded that intro with the battle for the Bosporus. I don't even know how yeah. So I'm gonna have to do this tutorial by myself, and I'll quickly say now, I've got a fan on, sorry if you can hear that. I sometimes talk really fast and dump a lot of information, so again, sorry. And for the returning players who want to learn the No Step Back stuff, I'll chuck that at the end, and there will be a timestamp in the description, so just go click that, and yeah. But for your new players, we're gonna dive right in there. I tend to play Germany to teach people, or it's the recommended country I would recommend to new players, just because they start off with a lot. It's quite easy to understand, and I don't even know if I'm saying my words right. I'm trying to speak slower. Let's see how this fucking goes. I didn't even say tutorial right, it's a tutorial. With Germany, just because they're easier, and for this tutorial we'll be going in civilian mode with that Iron Man mode off, just because I don't have any mods, but I'll be using the command console to just speed things up so I can get this out quicker. If you actually want to know the commands in the command console, let me know. I might make a video about it, or I'll just, like, you know, chuck it in the comments or something like that. But yeah, because it's fun just to fuck around sometimes. So I'm going to try and detail this out in like a certain order, but if this video doesn't help, which I hope it does, but if it doesn't, you can actually go into the pause menu, and if you're new, it probably won't have the disable video alerts, but if you undisable this, and then, you know, you click on something, oops, sorry, you click on that, it will give you a video on how to do these things. So there sort of is a tutorial, but it's, from what I understand, it's not well explained, so that's why I'm making this video for you guys. I'll show you how I set up countries in my way. It could be wrong, there could be a better way to do it, so keep an eye on the comments. I'm sure people will let you know. In fact, I'm inviting people, if you have any tips for new players, chuck them in the comments, guys, or any tips for me, chuck them in the comments. It's always appreciated. So I usually go for this list up here. Everything you need to do in the game will tell you with this sort of notification board thing that's here. So first we go into research slots. Now, research slots, each country varies. Most majors will have 3 to 4, and some minor countries may have 3, but a lot of minor countries will usually start with 2. But doing focuses, which we'll get to in like 3 notifications, will help you get more focuses. So there's a lot of different research trees, I suppose you can call them. I tend to go down production and construction first, always, just because it lets you build and create things faster. And then I also grab this for the research speed, and if I have a 4th slot to spare, I'll either go down with support equipment, or it's not support equipment, but, you know, this, or I'll usually maybe even do some the interwar artillery. It just varies on your playstyle, I suppose. But for this tutorial, we're just going to go straight with infantry. Alright, so next, yeah, so this is free civilian factories, which means you can go into construction, which is this tab here, and or you can click that, and this is where you build stuff. So you got your military factories, your civilian factories, dockyards, everything you basically need to defend and build up your military. So I like to just build a few civs, start up the game, because if you have a lot of civs, then you can build military factories and everything else in like seconds. It's fantastic. I hope I'm not rushing it. If you feel like I've rushed it, I will apologize and answer any questions you have in the comments. 3 military factories. Now, this is where obviously you produce your equipment for your military and your ships, which we don't need this many ships as Germany, so you can get rid of most of them really. I tend to get rid of all of them, I'll be real with you. And I'm sure there's some kind of keyboard shortcut, but I just take it the long way. And I will always build convoys because you need them for trading and transporting troops. Now, I don't know how to explain how much military factories you should put in each one. Like I said, it depends on whether you're an infantry player, a tank player, artillery infantry player. It varies, so find your playstyle, figure it out. That's the best way I can put it in. I'm more of an infantry artillery player, so I really love my infantry and artillery. So yeah, we have 8 free military civs right now, so I'm going to chuck most of them in there, and then the last 3 into artillery. As you see up here, of course, we are missing a bit of rubber, which I'll get to trading with other nations after I've cleared the notification board for you guys. National focuses. So this is basically what I would call the story of your game. It gives you different options for your country, bonuses for your country, lets you declare war. Now, I'm not used to this tree because I haven't played Germany in Vanilla Hoy in a while. I usually play a mod called Road to 56, which unfortunately right now is not available in the No Step Back update, just because they're still working on all the new stuff that has been added to the game with this latest update. As a new player, I would say maybe go Rhineland, just because this side over here tends to lead you to a civil war, which can be a bit confusing if you don't know what you're doing. So this one just means that you've got no units being trained here, but I'll show you the training thing, like I said, after I've done this. So this is the army. This is how you create armies, organize your forces, and use these armies to plan attacks. Usually it's only 24 per general, so I'll just quickly show you generals. Usually only 24 per general, and each general has specific traits which give you your soldiers bonuses in combat and all sorts of stuff, so they're fantastic. And I believe with the new update, No Step Back stuff, this here means that you can also add them into your military stuff down here. Now, you notice my screen is a bit small. That's just because I have had to up the UI a bit just so that it doesn't bug out. So I apologize if that's annoying you. So for, what is this? I would say mostly infantry, but it has some tanks and some motorized. So we might go with, we'll go with Rommel for this one. And you can also change the colors, symbols, everything. I tend to go with red for my first army, just because red is quite easy to see when you draw a battle plan, which we'll get to as well. But yeah, you can only really have 24 divisions per army, and each army goes into a army group, which is controlled by, I think they're marshals? Yeah, field marshals. So, and the marshals also give bonuses, so they're very handy to have. If you hover over a lot of stuff in this game, a lot of it is self-explanatory, like the game will explain it to you, but I do understand if you're having difficulties, because as a new player back in like 2017, I can understand this very well. So now we got our 24 there, so let's make another one real quick. I'm not going to be doing like a full playthrough, like I said, it's just a tutorial, so I'm just showing you what you do. Now with cavalry, this is for me personally, so I'm just going to say this to you guys. You don't have to. Cavalry can be quite strong if you know what you're doing, but I tend to just get rid of it because it gives me a bit of manpower and some supply back, and I just use it to control my resistance, which, because I called all this, there's no resistance, so I can't show you just yet, but I will show you after I've shown you how to declare war, so I can actually show you the resistance. But cavalry is the best garrison troop, I guess that's what you'd call it, to suppress resistance. So yeah, decisions, sort of like focuses, have a bit of stuff, they give you buffs as well. With Germany, you get this, which is part of the, I guess, Germany's story in the game, as if it was like a fake story. Oh my god. Yeah, always keep attention to your decisions, because you never know. There's might be something in that will interest you, will make it really strong. If you ever want to get rid of something up here, you just have to right click on it and it'll go away. It will come back, so if you accidentally right click something, don't worry, it'll come back. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty it. Now we got trading. This is your trading screen. I'm gonna assume you've been paying attention to what tabs up here have been popping up when I press things. If not, I'll quickly go through them later. So the way you trade is it's very simple. Very simple. So all you need to do is click on the certain thing up here, or you can click down here. Doesn't matter, whatever's first. So we need rubber. So we're going to trade with Dutch East Indies. And if you click the clipboard, it'll set it automatically to the amount that you need. But if you want more than you need, you can, slide this thing, and it will actually let you know how many convoys you need and how much you have. So it's good to pay attention to this kind of stuff, just in case, you're low. And just remember, during wartime, enemies will sink your convoys. Click here. I've already shown you this. This is your country thing, your governments. I called it a country thing. Every information about your country and your government areas and all your buffs and stuff. But here, it's all self-explanatory. Go through it yourself. Very easy to understand this stuff here. Up here, we've got political power, stability, war support. These three things are, four things here are probably the most important four up here. So political power is kind of like, I'd say it's kind of like a currency in this game. So you use it for decisions, use it for a whole lot of things, and certain mods, like a couple of them that I play with, like Demand It, use it to demand land. So it's very good to have a lot. You also use it to hire advisors, characters, everything. So it's like it's the currency of the game. Stability is how stable your country is, obviously. It helps when you're at war. Low stability means your surrender limit, which means how quick you are to surrender. Low stability means that you'll surrender faster. High stability means it's harder to surrender. So with Germany, with a higher stability, I believe you have to take Berlin and most of their major cities to even get close to capitulating them. So that's why I recommend Germany. They're quite strong early game. Well, war support affects your mobilization speed, so how fast you can get troops onto the battlefield and all that stuff, and your surrender limit, of course, and your daily command power gain, which is this, which you also now use in the no step back thing, which is here, which, like I said, show at the end of the video for people. And some advisors, I believe, use it as well. Or is it military stuff? I think it's just military stuff. Yeah. So you use it for military stuff, along with your XP, which you use for doctrines and upgrading your unit templates, which when I get to the training thing, I won't be showing you how to do unit templates, just because it can get a bit complicated in my opinion. So if you want that, I will make a separate video, but I will show you like a stable, just like a basic template that I use normally. This is just your factories. It lets you, just information on your factories, lets you know how many you have in total, what they are, of course, how many are in use as well, I believe. This is your fuel. I'll let you know if you're running low. Now, fuel is used, of course, for your tanks, trucks, planes, ships. So it's always handy to have this in the green. This is your logistics fulfillment. This is a new no step back thing, of course, which I will show you because it is important to base game now. So this lets you know how many trains, trucks, convoys, everything you need to keep your supply, trade, everything. So that's also really important to have. And if you are running low on trains, if you were to go to decisions, there is now actually, Germany doesn't have it, but usually there is a thing here that says commandeer civilian trains. You can click that, you lose a bit of stability, but you'll gain about 15 trains, so it's useful. That's your convoys, of course, and we've gone through this. So you know decisions. This is with the La Resistance DLC, so if you've just bought the game and you're not sure, you probably won't have it. So, this is for your spies and stuff. Spies are useful to steal blueprints, to help you research, find out enemy troops, all sorts of stuff. Like I said, you want a detailed thing on unit templates and agents, I'll make another video for you if you want. I just need like 5 likes. I have 15 subscribers, 5 likes will fucking do. So, there you go, that, research, diplomacy. Sorry if I'm speeding through this. It's just how I talk, I apologize. So this tab basically just shows all the countries that are still alive and what they're, oh shit, I clicked on one obviously. So it just shows you they're outstanding with you, whether they like you or not. Most countries don't like Germany right now because they're fascist, as well as probably, it's just ideology stuff, the reason why they don't particularly like them. You've seen trade, you've seen construction, you've seen production. Now, I'll show you the logistics first before I get into the training troops and deploying them. So with logistics, it shows you how much of your equipment you have. So it lets you know what you need to train troops, planes, everything. So I always check this when I want to train troops to see if I have enough. Now, if you don't have enough, that's fine. Any guns and stuff you make will be automatically sent to those troops who need it. And a good way to tell how well supplied and stocked your army is, you just click this button up here. It'll show you all your divisions. But if you click here, it'll actually show you how much manpower is in the field and how well supplied they are. As you can see, they're at 100% right now. Some countries don't start that. I know Ireland starts with like, I think it's like 46% max manpower. So always check that. I always keep an eye on it to see what I need. You don't need to, of course, it's a recommendation though. So this is your training tab. You have your templates or your troop types here. So of course, infantry is the main one I'm focusing on today. And this is what Germany starts off with. So this combat width is 18, and that's what most countries, especially majors, usually start with. Smaller countries will sometimes start with just like 3 here, or maybe like 6 here, something like that. A smaller combat width. And they don't always start with support companies. So, you know, you just gotta keep an eye out. Things change depending on the country you want to play. Some countries are harder than others, but once you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy. I won't get into any of this. Like I said, it can get a bit complicated. If you want me to make a video, happy to, but I'm sure there are actually other videos based around this out there. I can guarantee it. I'll quickly bring up the command console and I'll show you command. If you press XP, it will automatically give you max XP of every army kind, and I just did this so I can show you the a base template I use. So this is a base template I use. It was, I wouldn't call it meta, but it was like a template a lot of players used. I'm not sure if they still use it, but it was used quite a lot. It's a good base template for a base infantry unit. Sorry for saying a lot. My throat is very scratchy. Like I said, I'm sick right at the moment of recording. This is the basic template division. I quickly made it for you, so you can use this. If you don't have enough stuff or you're making stuff, it'll let you know. Now, of course, we don't have anti-air. I recommend anti-air, definitely, now, because air is crazily different than what it used to be. So if you're a returning player watching through this and you didn't know that, anti-air is very useful on your troops now, as well as having planes in the sky. Now, I'll quickly show you, I did research everything just for this tutorial. I didn't show the command just because it doesn't make the game fun if you research everything. Well, having max XP basically just lets you create troops, change their templates. It's also given me a good opportunity to show you this. So if this comes up, it means you've got outdated equipment, which means that you can actually upgrade this to its better version. As you can see here, stuff like that. Better planes, better bombers, just everything. If you see this the way it's looking now, it means you've got a better model or upgrade of it. So check it out, give it a go. So now we've gone through that, I'm going to quickly show you guys the battle plans and how to execute war. Now for this, there's a command you can use if you don't want to wait like 300 in-game days to start a war, and it's instant war goal. It means that I believe it only takes like a day, I think. So when you click an army, you'll see battle plans come up. You can't move it, it just sits there. So the way to draw a front line and get all your troops to move there is, of course, by clicking the button that says front line. So when you hover over all these, it'll tell you how to do it, what it's for, stuff like that, of course. But the main one that you'll probably use the most out of this when you're just starting is the front line. You can set it along here, but because this is a demilitarized zone, your troops will not enter until it's non-demilitarized, which usually you need to wait till you've done this to do it. But if you declare war instantly, it goes away, so you can bypass it. And then to make your troops automatically push to a certain point, you can draw an offensive line again, and you do all this by just holding down right click, I'd call it, yeah. And yeah, that's how you do it. Or if you wanna, you can just left click with the front line here and automatically do a front line over the entire border of the country. So I'll quickly unpause the game so we can just get the troops moving there. Now, as you can see, our troops are avoiding this, like I said, demilitarized, so they won't go in. But when we justify a war goal, we need more political power. You can actually get more political power by pressing PP. That's all you need to do, more political power. When I show you these commands, I'm only showing you the commands that will make the game easier for you to learn until you can eventually not use commands. But yeah, if you want a more detailed command stuff, I'll chuck it in a video along with templates if that's what you guys would like. Conquer. You don't need to select all of them. If you want the entire country, you don't need to select all of them. You only need to select one. One will be perfect. That's all you need. You do that, and it's instant with that command. You can actually, there is a mod for it, but you know, oh well. Okay, and now as you can see that we've declared war. It's not militarized, and we can push in. What you need to do is press that, and it'll activate the plan. And I think our troops, let me unpause it, will start spreading as well. So yeah, they'll start pushing in, they'll start spreading along the border. We bypass the Brine land, and then we can go to the next one, which I will do industry. I always do industry. Industry is very important. Now, I forgot to mention, during wartime, if you see the star here, which is hinted underneath that division there, that's their capital. That has the highest command points. Some countries will capitulate as soon as you take their capital. Some countries won't. They'll just move their capital to the next best thing. So always aim for the capitals what you can. You can even just like march straight into the capital if you can. Now when you defeat a country, you actually get most of their... actually, I think you get all of their equipment. I'm not sure. But you get equipment which you can chuck into your army. It's very useful. And this is the peace deal. So this is where you decide what land you want. You can either click on it, or you can even just, you know, go down here and take all states. Now, you'll see here you've got stuff like liberate Netherlands Antilles, liberate to the Republic Suriname. I'm not even sure if I said that right, so I apologize. So this is basically just land they control overseas, which can be turned to another country, which we're just going to liberate them. Or you can satellite them and turn them into like puppets, which is basically other countries you control. It's the best way to put it. You end turn, it's done, so you'll see here they're liberated. And I believe they're down there. The two ones down here, I believe, so they'll change into other countries soon. Select the Dutch East Indies, which is Indonesia, so we'll just do that. If you run out of war score, it's these point things which you need to actually take the land. You just press pass until you're done. There's a mod, so usually without a mod, if you have AIs with you, they'll take land from you as well. But there is a mod called Player Peace Conferences, which allows you to control that. So AIs won't take it from you. You can give it to AIs if you want to. I actually have all the links to all the mods I recommend for new players, just to kind of understand what the game is about, in the description. So we'll quickly satellite that, and then we'll just take all the Netherlands. And that's how you declare war. When you declare war and take country, even if you just take provinces during war, you'll sometimes gain more military factories, more civ factories, more dockyards, whatever. Whatever the country has, you'll gain that. Now I can actually show you resistance. So we don't have enough equipment to fulfill all of our garrison needs, which means that, you know, our garrison troops don't need this equipment. But that's because in our resistance area, we actually are using our infantry division. We switch it to cavalry. It'll be better suppression, less resources, and I always flip to secret police just because it's a good base ground and it does its job. And this will suppress your resistance, which is very important because if you don't, it can lead to, you know, uprisings, civil wars, a lot of nasty stuff that's just you don't want to deal with. Now, this one never came up here, modify government. This basically just tells you you can, you know, you've got enough political power to add stuff. Go through these, read what they say. I read that as first among us, I don't know why. I just did. Select these, the best play style. Prince of Terror is pretty good. It means that non-core manpower, so countries you take over who aren't cored, which aren't white when the resistance tab in the map modes down here. You get a bit of manpower from them as well, which you need to train your units, of course. So yeah, always, if you see that, jump in, have a look, see if you want to change anything, you can change your conscription. So yeah, it's very handy to have. And of course, as Germany, once you take over countries, check your events and decisions, because you can actually get recruitment for the SS in Netherlands, which will give you more troops, you know, you can get more, like we can get some armored panzer divisions. Here, see, there we go, we got some panzer divisions. You can see all the divisions here. You can't train them, of course, because they're special. But this is what ours looks like, which means they're quite armored, heavy, I think, medium tanks. So yeah, good way to get more troops. Now, I'm going to start the no step back thing with supply and all the new stuff. So if I did miss anything that you're curious about, let me know in the comments. I'll try and answer it. but of course I'm pretty sure there are some other tutorials out there that can help you out, or of course these videos will definitely help you out. Alright, so with new setback, it's basically changed the game, of course, as many people know. Not very many people are happy about it, some people love it. I personally love the new supply. It's much easier to control, it's much easier to see where you're actually supplied. Now with, pretty obvious, the lighter it is, the more supply you have in that area, of course, which means the better supply your troops will have. So with supply, all you really need is these two things here. Oh, and dockyards, and naval bases. Yeah, sorry. So build supply hubs where you're lacking it, and you just use these railroads. Yep, I said it right in an Australian accent. That's what it said it. And you just build the railways, and these will take your supply to your troops. It's a bit finicky, I guess is a word for it. Muddle around with it. That's all I really could show you about it. But I believe if you click on these things here, if we just unpause out of and go out construction, you click this, doing these, if it will let you actually upgrade the railways for you, which means more supply can get through, I believe. And this means whether or not your allies can actually get supply from you, which is a good and handy thing to have, especially in multiplayer, because not a lot of countries will have a good amount of supply just from the terrain and area, I suppose. Now the next thing that they've added is the officer corps. Instead of what you used to do is that you used to research your doctrines, of course, in your research tab. You don't do that anymore. It's all here now. You get these new things, which is spirits. They give you bonuses to your commanders and troops, I suppose, and all your military high command can be done here as well. Most people will know about this, and the theorists, so I won't really delve into that too much. The big new thing is actually the preferred tactic for infantry. You didn't really know what tactics your troops were using a lot unless you properly set it, I believe. I never really set it, I'll be real with you. You can actually set it now, and if I add more command power, yeah, we can actually add blitz, which, read that, has a decent amount of fucking bonuses. So of course we add a chief of army, the same, but these spirits are a bit different. So they actually give you bonuses. I haven't seen that one, that's weird, and I've never seen the Queen of Battle. But I haven't played Germany, so it might be a German thing. I always tend to go use one of these just because they give you extra attack and defense, but sometimes, depending on what I'm playing, I might go theater training if I'm Australia, or inventive leadership if I play like Italy. These all vary depending on the country, so now you actually have to use your head and think what's best for my country. As Germany, it'd probably be embrace the future. Then with Spirit of the Army, this is good. There was an update, so maybe they've just updated this. I'm not sure, because I haven't seen that either. State Says the Military is a pretty good one. It gives you more political power, it lets you put your conscription up easier, and you can always change these, I believe. As long as you have the XP for it, you can always go and change these, so I recommend most countries using this in the beginning and then switching it to something else. Like, you can do this, which means that the design costs are cheap as shit. Really, all you have to do is go through them, have a look, and it's basically the same for all these except Air Force, I believe, which have a bit different, which I'm not too sure about, so I won't show you. But I'm sure people can figure it out, or there's someone out there who knows more than me. Spirit Division. This is more for your individual divisions. Yeah, it just gives them buffs and helps them out and makes them stronger. I haven't seen operational reserves, so that might be good because they have extra HP, makes them stronger, get better breakthrough, all the sorts of stuff. I don't know what to go with, actually. I usually use reserve officers just because it trains my troops a lot easier, and the delay tactic is, yeah, it's preferred. So I usually go reserve officers, and that's what I use. That's what I use. I don't really do Navy or stuff properly in here yet. I haven't really gone through it all. But I do know with the Navy, I always go that. I tend to sometimes do a bit of submarine, because subs are crazy. And this one I'm not sure about. You could probably, yeah, you'd probably do close combat if you're a submarine player. If you did that, I recommend close combat from the looks of it. I believe I've covered everything. If I haven't, I'm sure there's everything that's basic. I'm sure there's a lot more to this game that you'd like to learn. I can make more videos about it if you'd like. Like I said, 5-10 likes, I'll make a video about the agencies and templates. But yeah, if there's any questions that you want answered, ask in the comments. I'll do my best. And I'm planning on doing more videos, so keep tuned for next week. I'll probably play as fucking, I don't know, Luxembourg. No. I'll play as Ireland. Yeah, we'll play Ireland. Next video will be Ireland. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think I covered everything. You got your map modes, everything. Like I said, go through everything. A lot of the stuff that you hover over, it'll let you know what's what. There's always the videos. Everything's pretty self-explanatory in this game, which I like. A lot better when it first came out. I hope I helped. And before we go, I'm just gonna release all of this. I can't release it. Fuck. Alright. I'm just gonna dip out now, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please consider giving it a like. You don't have to subscribe first video. Don't expect subs, but they're appreciated if you do. I'll check you guys out next week. That's right. I'll be checking you guys out. And I'll have a face cam next week, so you'll see this ugly mug. See you for when we play Ireland and try and kick the British ass. Alright, catch you guys.